Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this bag. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our Lion brand yarn as well as a 4mm crochet hook. I'll also leave a link in the description box below on where you can get these items. Start by making a slip knot, and you can do this in whichever way is most comfortable for you. And then make 40 chain stitches. To make a chain stitch, simply yarn over your hook and pull it through. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through. So these are pretty easy to do. Go ahead and continue doing chain stitches until you have 40 in total. Now once you've completed 40 chains, we're going to start working single crochets in each stitch going across the row. To do your first single crochet, we're going to skip the first chain stitch, which is here, and in the second chain stitch of the row we're going to do our first single crochet. Go ahead and insert your hook inside the second stitch, pull up a loop with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. That's how you do a single crochet. And again, we'll be doing 1 single crochet in each stitch going across the row. So in our next stitch, which is here, we just insert our hook, pull up a loop, then we yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. So I'll do a few more, insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. So go ahead and continue doing single crochets until we get to the end of the row. Now once you get to the end of the row, you should have 39 single crochets completed. And to begin the next row, simply go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work. And in the first stitch of the row, which is here on this stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. So insert your hook under the stitch like this and pull up a loop. With 2 loops on the hook, we yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. So we're going to continue doing single crochets across this row as well. So again, all you do is insert your hook under the stitch like so, pull up a loop, and with 2 loops on the hook, we yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. So go ahead and continue doing single crochets going across the row. So I've gotten to my last stitch of the row, which is here. And in that stitch, I'm just going to complete a single crochet as normal. So we pull up a loop, yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. And once we get to the end of the row, we're going to begin the next row the same way we did the last, in that we chain 1, turn our work, and in our first stitch, which is here, we're gonna do a single crochet. So we insert our hook under the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. And we're pretty much going to do single crochets in each stitch going across the row. Now, as you would have realized, we're pretty much repeating the same thing in each row, in that we'll be doing a row of single crochets going forward. Now go ahead and continue doing single crochets going across the row, and then you can start the next row the same as we did this one, where we chain 1, turn our work and continue doing single crochets. Now what you want to have is 126 rows of single crochets in total. Now after creating 126 rows of single crochets, your work should look something like this. And now we're going to close out the round. So when we get to our final stitch, we just go ahead, you can make your loop a bit larger, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the yarn and pull it all the way through. Now you'll also need a crochet needle for this part, where we insert our yarn inside the needle, and then we're just going to go ahead and weave the yarn through the stitches here in the back. So like this. And what this does is that it will hide the yarn and it will also hold it in place. So you can pull it through. And once done, you can just go ahead and cut the excess yarn. Now you want to go ahead and take your crochet needle, insert your yarn, and this time we're going to tie it in place, and you can use a double knot to ensure that it stays in place as well. And once you've done that, you can just go ahead and put this aside. Okay. So now we want to go ahead and fold our work to align it for our bag. Now on the side to our left, which is here, we're just going to hold it from the corner, bringing it all the way down. And what we want is that we're going to fold it in a way where it makes a little triangle. So you can hold both ends, and we're just going to fold it, aligning the ends here. So we want it to be as neat as possible. You can just go ahead and press it down to hold it in place for a bit. At this stage, I'm also going to be using markers just to hold each end in place. And once done on this side, we can move to the next side on the right. And on this side, we're going to take the bottom end. So on the left side, we started with the top end. On this side, we're going to start with our bottom end. And we're just going to also fold that in place in the same way that we did the other side. And I'm gonna fold it in place. And just as we did on the other side, I'm just going to take a few markers here and use them to hold it in place. So this is how your work should look at this point. Now once done, we want to take this end, so this is the right side, and we're going to go ahead and fold it upwards like so. I'll do that again. We're going to take this side to the right, and we're just going to go ahead and fold it like this, bringing it all the way up until the sides align. And then you can turn your work and you'll see the outline of the bag beginning to form. Now at this point, we're just going to go ahead and sew the sides together. So you can start by removing your marker at the bottom here. And then we're just going to go ahead and insert our needle, pulling it all the way through. And then we're just going to go ahead and sew the sides together. So go ahead and continue that, going all the way up to this marker here. Now once we get close to the end of the row here, you can just go ahead and remove your marker and complete it right up to the apex here. So this is my last stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and double knot the end here for some extra security. And once finished, you can just go ahead and insert your yarn on the inside of the stitch because we want that tail to fall inside the bag, pulling it all the way through. And then you can just go ahead and cut your yarn. And you see, this is how it should look. Now go ahead and repeat this on the other side as well. Now once completed on both sides, we want to make our handles. Now start by taking your yarn, and to the outer corner we're just going to go ahead and work single crochets going up and then down. Now starting at the third stitch here, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, and pull the yarn through. Now chain one. Now turning your work a bit, in the next stitch just go ahead and do a single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull the yarn through both loops. So that's 1, 2, 3 right at the apex at the top, 4, and 5. Now once completed, chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to work single crochets in those 5 stitches. So insert your hook under the first stitch, pull up a loop, pull the yarn through both loops. So we're going to work 5 single crochets in total going across the row. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, turn your work, and repeat. So we're going to do 1 single crochet in the 5 stitches going across the row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how we'll do each row going forward. So this is the beginning of our handle. So you can go ahead and continue that, making the handle as long as you'd like, and then I'll show you how to attach it on this end. Now I've gone ahead and done 110 rows for my bag handle, and now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to attach it to the other side here. Now first you want to make sure that everything is aligned with your bag handle. Make sure that it is straight. And once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and attach it from the inside. So like so. So like that. Now insert your hook inside the loop, and we're only going to do 2 stitches going up, 1 in the apex and 2 stitches going down. Now once you're finished, you can go ahead and make this loop a bit larger and cut your yarn, pulling it all the way through. So your work should look something like this. And once done, you can just go ahead and take your crochet needle, and wherever there is a string like this, you want to go ahead and feed it into the inside of the bag. And then from the inside of the bag, you're just going to go ahead and weave the ends through. So I'll do one. We've done this technique before, but I'll show you once more, where you just go ahead and weave the ends through on the inside here. And pull the yarn through, and then you can just go ahead and cut the excess yarn. So you can also do that for any other string you have, any excess string you have, you can just go ahead and weave them through on the inside to hide them. Now in the end, your work should look something like this. If you found this tutorial helpful, you can go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!